I took a total ship tour, behind the scenes VIP type tour of the Grandeur of the Seas. We got to see so many different aspects of the ship that we normally don't see, and I love doing these ship tours. This is my third one, because it gives me a different perspective of how hard the crews work on that ship. I really recommend that everybody try and take the tour. You can kind of understand the hours that the employees work, the conditions that they work in, how hard that everybody's working behind the scenes to make sure that you're taken care of. And we have over 2,000 people on this ship, and there's almost 800 crew members. So there's almost a 3-to-1 ratio, or 1-to-3 ratio, just to make the ship go round. We got to go to the laundry room, got to go to the engine control room, got to go to the bridge, took a tour of the galley. We just got to go all over the ship. Unfortunately, due to privacy reasons, we aren't allowed to take video, but we are allowed to take pictures. So I have pictures of the dining room, I have pictures of the galley, I have pictures of the shipping and receiving area to where they get all the foods in. I've been in the freezers and the coolers. I even saw where they stash all the alcohol. It's just, we've done a lot, and I learned out some other things too. There's 16 different compartments on the ship below water level that have these yellow and black doors. So if you see them in the pictures, these yellow and black doors, they are watertight. So if the ship takes on water, they seal all of them. And as long as only 2 compartments take on water, the ship will still float. If the third one breaches, well, we're going to start getting on those lifeboats and getting off the ship. So that was pretty interesting to learn as well. But there's just a lot of cool things. Again, there's no video, but I did take copious notes. Copious is the word of the day. I took copious notes, so you'll be able to see what's going on in the pictures and kind of understand all the background that's going on behind it. So I hope you enjoy this tour. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you would like to take a cruise on the Grandeur of the Seas.
Welcome to the behind the scenes tour of the Grandeur of the Seas. The Grandeur is in Royal's Vision class and was built in 1996 and renovated in 2017. It provides 12 decks and is their oldest ship. It is 916 feet long and has 996 cabins and can hold 1,992 passengers, and has a crew of 760. We met Cornelius, our guide at the shore excursion desk, for our tour. Cornelius has been with Royal Caribbean for nearly 20 years. We started the tour in the main dining room, where we found out that every dining facility has their own galleys with a total of 31 cooks. If you ever wondered why you may be at the main dining room and you can't be seated but you see open tables, it's because the dining staff cover the Windjammer, Park Cafe, and room service as well. If you see staff wearing scarves, they are there to let people know their positions. For example, a yellow scarf are for people on their first cruise, and red scarves are for supervisors. The ship makes over 15,000 plates a day, and in the bakery, the mixer can mix up to 300 pounds of flour at once. As we made our way around the ship, we went to the theater, where we were told that it can hold 800 passengers. The cast are on a 9-month contract, and 1 week before their contract ends, the new cast comes on board to learn the stage. When they change crews, costumers are brought on board with fabric and supplies to be able to adjust the current costumes to the new cast. The costumes on board are old and are kept in good condition. They spray a Baca water solution on the costumes to kill the bacteria, as they cannot be washed daily. Most of the costumes are a polyester type material, so they do not absorb sweat like cotton would. As we went further down the ship, we found the I-95. We were not able to take any photos of the area because there are ship schematics on the walls and other items that they considered sensitive, so for security reasons, we weren't allowed to take any photos. The I-95 is a hallway that runs the length of the ship and takes you to every department you need, as well as crew cabins. It also has posters for safety, flyers for events like karaoke night, dining hall, and other entertainment areas. As we made our way below deck to the crew areas, Cornelius informed us that if we see large doors painted yellow and black, that they are watertight doors. There are just over 20 of these watertight areas. As long as no more than 2 of these watertight areas are breached, the ship will still float. If a third one is, it's time to get on those lifeboats. Our first stop down below deck was the laundry. They have 3 washers that can take up to 200 pounds of laundry at a time and 5 dryers to help make the drying time faster. The ship is equipped with a Genfold Classic where sheets are laid flat and wet and they are dried and folded in this machine. Unfortunately, they cannot do every piece of laundry, just sheets. The laundry has 11 crew members that work in the laundry room. They work one shift that starts at 4 in the morning and ends at 7:30 at night. It was very hot in there, especially in the area where they did the dry cleaning. So to work in these conditions is very tough. The next time you want to use a towel for just one time, please think about using it a second time so the laundry crew can have a little bit of a break. The next stop was the provision area. In this area, they account for everything in order based on quantities used versus a standard inventory list using a first in, first out system. Food is only loaded in the United States unless it is a really long cruise or originates and returns outside of the US. The typical delivery is 9 40-foot containers of provisions for a 5-day cruise. There are a total of 9 employees that work in the provision department. One cool thing about the provisions department is that on either side of the ship, they have a lift that can adjust to the port size and raise and lower as needed so they can roll pallets on and off to make it a very quick process. To the recycle and incinerator section where they sort out everything from plastics and aerosols, fluorescent lights and glass and so forth. Recycled items are crushed and cashed in, and the proceeds are used for the crew to have parties, events, and other activities that are put on by the Crew Welfare Committee. With the Save the Waves program, nothing is thrown overboard. Black and gray water are stored on board and are broken down into water that, when it's finished, has a UV treatment, making it as clear as the water in bottles. Once this is complete, as long as the ship is 12 nautical miles from shore, they release the water back into the ocean with no harm to the sea. The ship uses seawater and a desalination plant on board with a large filtration system to make the water on board drinkable. After all items can be incinerated, they have the ashes stored in a box until arriving at port, as no ashes are ever thrown overboard. Our next to last stop was the engine control room. Here, the entire ship is monitored. They can even take control of the ship from this room. They can fill tanks, empty tanks, increase temperatures, lower temperatures, transfer water, and so forth. The ship has 4 main engines that produce 6,600 volts of electricity. Each engine is 12 cylinders and each piston is 19 inches in diameter and can produce 12.6 megawatts of energy with a total of 65,000 horsepower. If the water gets rough, they can extend stabilizers to help with that. The ship has enough fuel on board to be at sea for a month. The smoke you see leaving the ship is steam, as each exit port has scrubbers to clean the air before it leaves the ship. An interesting fact, the ship can provide 160,000 gallons of water daily. Now our last stop was the bridge. There are 2 areas, one port and one starboard, where they can control the ship when docking. A pilot boat will come join the ship at a certain point, and the pilot will guide the bridge staff throughout the area and into the port safely. Unfortunately, they would not let me take control of the ship, so I still have to drive a cruise ship on my bucket list. Maybe one day. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I highly recommend you take a tour, as it will give you a better perspective of everything that goes on behind the scenes for us to enjoy our trip. I really wish I could have taken video, but only pictures are allowed. If you would like some help booking your next cruise, let me know and I'll take good care of you.